Hey everyone, my name's Steven and welcome to another SafeSend Shorts video. Today what we're going to be discussing is roles-based access controls, or RBAC for short. That is a mouthful, so I'll refer to it as RBAC throughout this video. Now RBAC is a set of security tools that we give you to restrict what different users in SafeSend One can access or take actions on. Now you can break this up into different groups or subsets of users like your partners, your tax administrators, or even your interns. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. Now when we're in our SafeSend One dashboard, we are going to hit our little 4 squares here in the top right, and we are going to choose account management. And when we open up account management, we will go to user management, and here's where everything for RBAC will be controlled at. Now we have our users, but we have user groups and roles and permissions. Now when we enter into our user groups, we have defaulted user groups, and then you can actually create more. But before we create a new user group, we want to know what the roles and permissions are for these user groups. We want to know what these roles and permissions are before we can create them and add them to a group. So when we open up roles and permissions, we have a tree here, okay? And this has products, roles, and the permissions. Now the products are the individual features within the suite. The roles are the different roles that we have preset for that particular feature. And then the permissions that are within that role and whether they are active or not. So to navigate this, you simply go to, let's say, returns. And then here in the roles, we have different roles that we have preset, and that is delivered, high level, in process. I'll focus on delivered and in process. It'll make the most sense in this video. So let's say you wanted to have a user that only has access to the processing of a return. They can process it, they can deliver it, but we don't want them to do anything else after that. We simply hit the in process, and over here on the right, you'll see the permissions that that role has. If it says active, they have the ability to do it, and if it does not have an active, then they do not. So they cannot archive a return, they cannot change the office location, but they can assign a return out, they can change the status, they can delete it, they can deliver it, they can come down to the bottom here and they can set access or unlock or even upload a new return. So this, if you give that user group permission to just the in process, then the only thing that they'll be able to do is process and send a return. They won't be able to go in and manage it once it's been sent. They will not be able to go into archive. It'll all be grayed out. Now, if we go into the delivered, it's the opposite, right? So you'll see different active features here, and this just gives this user the ability to look at delivered returns and take action on them. So they can archive, they can change the automated reminders, they can go look at client view, they can come down and recall a return. Basically anything that's in that delivered returns report, they can take action on. So that is the same as you go through all of the different features. When we hit organizers and go just to organizers in process, that's how we read this tree. Choose the feature, choose the role, and then see which tools they have access to from within that role. Okay, so let's bring this home by going to user group, and we'll create a new one. So for me, I'm going to do a delivery or delivered items only group. Okay, and in the roles, I'm going to search for deliver, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my gather, my organizers, my signatures, and my tax processing for my tax returns. And this group will only have access to the delivered items. So I will hit add group, description, delivered only, add group. And now I have a group that is delivered items only, and I see which roles that person has. And so if I go through the preset roles and I look at partner, they have many roles, exchange has many roles, etc. So when I go to my users and I want to select a staff, let's say Peter Parker here, and we're going to hit edit, we are going to add him to the delivered items only role and hit update. Now, next time Peter logs in, he will only be able to go into each of these. Let's say it's returns, and see the delivered items or delivered returns report. He will not be able to access send returns, import CCH access, locked returns, K1 delivered status. He will only be able to go into delivered and archived. That's it. That is how that feature works. Now, when we're looking at these roles and permissions, it's important to note that these things can stack on top of each other. So we have low level, mid level, and high level permissions. Low level gives them very specific abilities, but if you choose to have this user group get both middle and low, those will stack up on top of each other and they will get both. So it's important before you folks come in here and actually start creating user groups, come into the roles and permissions section and actually look at what these different roles have permissioned. Now, it's probably a good practice to get together with your team and really decide what your partners are going to be doing in the system, whether you want them to be read-only, whether you want them to actually be processing things, what your tax administrators are going to do, processing, uploading, delivery, and managing all of that, and what your interns are going to do. You can create roles for interns that are, you want to upload only, so you want them to upload returns for the tax admin staff so they don't have to do it, but you don't want them to actually be delivering. So you can control that there with these permissions on there. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity on RBAC and what it is. Of course, if you have any questions, please reach out to our support team or hit the help icon in your system and go to our help center. That's going to have videos and articles, takes you step by step on how to do those things. Again, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you do have any additional questions, please reach out to us, let us know. Thank you again. Catch you in the next one.